Hey guys, so today's video is a project pan update because I've made a lot of progress. A lot of progress. Before we get into the video, subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment for engagement. It really helps to push out the content, and all my other social medias along with my book channel, drama channel and podcast will be in description. And let me just get them up on my iPad. Let's just go over the ones that I actually just don't have anymore, and then we can do the other ones. I'm obviously going to put them up on the screen for you guys. So I used up the Kylie Clear lip gloss. Gone completely. One of my favorite lip glosses of all time. I just think it's like a great clear, but it's like got a slight pink hue, so it's like actually clear, but it makes your lips look a little bit less dull, if that's what you're looking for. Anyway, scraped it clean, like as clean as I could get it, tipped it upside down and everything. And there's a little Phoebe in there as well. She was very interested in my lip gloss. The Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder, completely gone, wiped clean. I remember I repressed it just so it would be in the middle, so it'd be easier to use up. Completely gone. This is the Charlotte Tilbury clear, like Happy Kiss Hyaluronic, the lip balms they have. This is the like clear / pinky shade that they have. It essentially comes out clear on your lips. And I actually put this into the washing machine and then dryer by accident, and it's completely gone, separated. Like this just went straight into the bin, so that one is gone. This was supposed to be like my clear lip balm situation. I like to have like a lip gloss and a lip balm in my project pan, like a more solid one, so it's easy and like clean to apply. I used up obviously this isn't part of like my actual project pan, which like things I've gotten rid of, so I just put everything in there that I recently got rid of, because I said to you guys that I stopped doing empties because I don't like having like the clutter in my house, but I also just don't really like doing empties videos because sometimes I just don't have a lot to say about the products. Like sometimes I love them, sometimes I'm just a bit like, I use this up. Like it's just, you know, I have like a whole separate video about it. I also don't use products up quickly enough, so then the videos come like once a year and it's like an annual thing. So I'm just gonna put them into the project pan. If I finish something, I'll just let you guys know at the beginning of the video, and then we get into my project pan situation. I used up the vitamin C. I'm using a new one. They've actually reformulated it. It's like a mix it yourself situation where they give you the powder and the liquid separately, so it doesn't go off as quickly, which I think is quite smart, and it doesn't have that orange hue anymore, which I don't know if that makes it less potent, more potent. I don't know what's going on, but I still use it. I used up this mascara that I said was really good, and it's really good, but I used it up. Then I used up the Milk Eye Brightening Concealer, Eye Brightening, something it's called, the one's the Royal Ball. I actually kept the outside packaging. If you have one of these, keep the outside packaging, don't throw it out. The bottom is untwistable, and then you can fit in a new one. So essentially the outside bit is reusable, and it's just the inside cartilage that you need to buy, and it's going to save you some money and save the planet, save the plastic, yada yada yada. So you see that the pump that you use, just unscrew that. You can see the lines of where the twisty mechanism is, and then just buy the cartilage, and then you can actually just change the shades as often as you need to, you know. It's pretty useful. So I kept that. I also used up I used up the Vanilla Milk Toner by Kylie Skin. It's like a tiny travel size one. I actually bought it in Poland because Kylie Skin was being sold in Douglas, which is like kind of like the equivalent of Ulta, because Poland also has a Sephora, so I guess it's like Sephora in Douglas is like the Sephora and Ulta of the States. And they had this mini set of like vitamin C, toner, moisturizer and something, and I bought it because I was away on holiday and I wanted some like minis to use up. I don't know if I saw enough of a difference. I guess it's quite like nice when I got out of the shower, my skin like dried out and felt a bit crusty, musty before I applied skincare. It was nice to give it that like quench before the rest of my skincare, but nothing special really. I mean I quite liked it, but yeah, it's just, you know, whatever. And I also used up the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I love this thing. I already have a new one. I know I said I wouldn't, but then I got this like discount. I think I told you guys about this. I got like a discount and I bought it. Anyway, I'm using up other products right now, but it was like a 25% off, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna need this in like a year's time. I'm just not gonna open it. I'm not gonna let it oxidize. I'm just gonna use what I have and then come back to it in like a year's time. But that was a bit of a, you know, mishap. I used up the Glossy Boy Brow. I can't believe how many products I've used up. I used up the Boy Brow in Blonde, and that was the last product that I used up recently. Oh, also, I didn't take a picture of it. I lost my mini Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk that I was using up. Lost it completely. I don't know where it is. It could be in a car, it could be under a seat, it could be in some clothing somewhere, it could be in a handbag that I haven't gone through, but I just can't find it. So I guess I'm just gonna count it as like a used up lipstick. I don't have the mini Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. There's only about like a tiny bit left, so not too much lost, but I'm still quite upset about it. But those are all the ones that I've used up. Now let's go over like actual progress. I'm using, as my primer of choice, I'm using the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Primer. This as a whole, like the packaging is quite cheap, quite plasticky. I don't really see much of a difference with this. Like it blurs a little bit more and it makes your skin look perfected, but it's just not that amazing for the price tag. I don't mind it though. I'm just using it up just to get through it because it's gonna expire soon, or if it's not expired already. It doesn't smell or anything, so I think it's fine, but yeah, I'm just using this up. I don't really know how much is left in there because the packaging is just quite There could be a little bit, there could be a lot, I don't know, I can't even tell you guys. And I told you guys at the beginning of the project plan I wouldn't be weighing stuff because I think that's too scientific for me. I was never a science girl, you know? Instead of the other milk concealer, I'm using a different milk concealer. I'm going back to this one. I think I got this one before that one. This is the Milk Flex concealer in the shade Cream. I quite like it. I mean, I feel like I'm getting through it quite well. Like when I squeeze it, it takes a while before because obviously this one is a squeezy tube with a doe foot. Like before, I can squeeze it quite a bit before it pops out. There we go. Like this, I have to squeeze through all of this. So I think I'm like, I could probably like push this up. Yeah, like right here. So I feel like I have about this much left, and I just squeeze it whenever I use it so I can get like a lot of product out. I just use this to spot conceal or just under my eyes. I quite like it. It looks quite natural. It's not super full coverage or anything, but it's coveragey enough and it just looks like skin. I really like this one. So yeah, I'm like making really good progress with this one. I'm not really sure what concealer I'm going to use next. It's just kind of like a feeling. Like when I come back to you guys next month, probably, because I'll probably finish this by next month, I'll let you know what concealer I'm using. Oh, also, because I used up the Flawless filter, I've found all of my like shimmery, shiny, sheeny primers that I have, and they're all little samples. So I've thrown them all into my project pan. So I'll use these for the foreseeable future. So we have this almost used up V Lighter by Valentino that I got as a sample when I bought a perfume from Valentino, and it's like, you know, like I'm getting through it, and it's almost the same as the Flawless filter, but it's not quite a flawless filter. It doesn't quite make you look as flawless, which is, I'm just so biased towards that product. I think it's amazing. And this one has a scent. I don't remember the Charlotte Tilbury has one scent, but if I don't remember it, it probably doesn't have like as strong of a scent. This one's like quite perfumey, if you don't like that. And then I have two of these Vive Skin Nova Instant Radiance primers, and then I also have a tiny Wonder Glow Instant Soft Focus by Charlotte Tilbury. So these are the ones I'm adding in because I need to use up the tiny ones because they really irritate me and they're just like flying around my stuff. Anyway, so after that, I've gone back to, because I've stopped using concealer as foundation now, I had a bit of a moment with that. I've gone back to using my Beautiful Skin. I told you guys I'd focus on this until the end of the year and see how far I can get. This isn't too neutral. We've flattened it out. Obviously this comes with a pump, so the air comes out, so you can see, you'd have to like squeeze it for it to see how much you've used up. Like I've used up quite a bit, and I feel like I can finish this until the end of the year if I put my mind to it, and I'm using a pump every time I do my makeup. So let's just get through it together because my foundations are piling up and they're gonna expire. I already feel like this Milk one has a funky smell, but it hasn't broken me out yet, so I think we're fine. Then we have the Cream Fenty bronzer in O2 Butter Biscuit. Obviously I hit pan on that pretty much like essentially as I started using it, so we're like pretty strongly on there. Like there's really no like outside border. When I first hit pan on it, you could quite clearly tell where I was putting the sponge and that it wasn't fitting the whole pan, but I've tried to like scrape the whole thing, so I've essentially just like flattened out the edges, so now it just looks like bronzer than pan, but you can still like see a little bit where I've like dug more. But anyway, I feel like this is gonna be done in very soon. Like this is very soon out, and then I think I'm gonna go straight into my Milk stick bronzer, but that was kind of, it's so intimidating because I know I'm just never gonna finish it. It's so intimidating. And then I also have the Tantor by Huda Beauty that I haven't used in a really long time, and I feel like those two cream bronzers have a very similar vibe to them, where they're not super dewy. They set quite matte, not in like a bad way. They set quite like, they're not as dewy. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'll just use one on one day, one on the other day, just see what I'm feeling more, what's working more with my makeup, and then I'll just go with that one. But yeah, this one will be done very soon. Then we have blushes. So I've actually made the executive decision to take out the Charlotte Tilbury Pinkgasm out of my project pan. I'm way too pale for it right now. Even when I fake tan, I don't know why, it just doesn't look good. It looks very clownish, mainly because I like to layer cream products and then powder products. I need things to be quite fair because then I'm layering them. I'm essentially getting like double the pigment. And that one is just way too deep for me right now. It just doesn't really look nice on me. I feel like, yeah, I've seen better days. So I took that one out mainly because re-released the Beauty Light wand in Pillow Talk, which is a lot fairer. Like it's almost a highlight, but like a pinky highlight, but then you can like kind of put it all over your cheeks and it kind of looks like a blush. Like that with layered blush on top just looks really healthy and really nice. So I've put this one in, and obviously they're like filled with air at first. So when you use it a few times, you get all the air out and then you can see how much you've got left. I'm about like this way through. So obviously it's going to take me a while to use this up, but yeah, I took that one out. It's just way too deep for me. And maybe once we're edging more towards summertime, I'll start maybe mixing the two together, like Pillow Talk and Pinkgasm, and then I can transfer into Pinkgasm towards summertime. But right now It was giving clown. And then we have obviously the Colourpop Candyland Gummy More, sorry. And I haven't used it as much, but you can still see quite a bit of progress. Like, it's obviously, we're hitting the pan bigger and bigger. We're hitting pan more and more is what I was gonna say. The smell is so good. So yeah, I'm just trying to use this one up, but it's starting to kind of irritate me because I used to really like the glitter going through it, but now it almost looks a little bit cheap because it doesn't have a sheen. It's got like actual glitter particles going through it, and they obviously have some blushes from this range that just are like matte or just have some shimmer going through them, but like sheen. This one is like, I don't know if you can tell, like there's just like glitter chunks, and I sometimes just don't really like the way that looks, but I'm just trying to get through it. Really, I'm just getting through it, and then I just want to get rid of it because I feel like at some point this is going to dry out or stink or both. But I like the shade and I like the sheen from far away. I just feel like up close you can just see like a bunch of glitter particles that are not really necessary in my life. The Beauty Light wand, I'm still using it. It's in Spotlight. We're like almost done with it, but I feel like it's just taking ages because it's highlight. It goes into like specific areas. I'm hoping we'll be done with it in a few months. We have bronzer. Okay, so this is the Nabla Skin Bronzing Sun Kissed Effect in the shade Umbra. I really Ambra? Not Umbra. Ambra. I really like this bronzer. You can tell I've used up quite a bit of it. Like the whole Nabla thing is gone. You can just see the square. There's not really much of a pattern going on, but this I keep on getting hard pan on this all the time. Like I feel like every few uses I have to get, like I really like this bronzer. If I didn't like it enough, I wouldn't be putting all this effort in, but every few uses I have to go in with like sellotape. And if you guys didn't know, I learned this from someone. Basically, if you have hard pan, you take sellotape and it just takes it right off, instead of scraping, because that gets quite messy. I hate the scraping situation. That puts me off getting rid of hard pan completely, but the sellotape thing kind of works. So I just keep on sellotaping it, but I can already see the hard pan developing. I feel like it's quite a sensitive formula. I feel like if I use the bronzer, because it's quite a dewy base, if I swirl it in the grease and then put it back in, it gets a bit messy. But I like it and I'm hoping to get through it, but I am this close to losing my patience with it. I've also put in the M Cosmetics Heaven Glow in Magic Hour as my blush of the season because it's quite fair and it's quite pink. I like it. It layers really well with my other blushes. It doesn't make me look like a clown. But what I've also been using is the Bridgerton face palette that they've released, mainly in that like pink shade, and that highlight just depends on how I'm feeling. Obviously, I'm trying to focus on this one, but I probably won't use it up. It's so huge. It's like domed and huge and baked, and you don't really pick up a lot. I feel like it'll take a while before I finish this one. So I'm not really putting any hopes and dreams into finishing up a blush this year. I just don't think it's going to happen. But, you know, I'm just telling you guys what I'm using on like a daily basis. Also, I was using the skin glazing powder from Nabla in Ozone, which obviously made quite a dip in. But then recently I bought the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Multi Glow in Romance Light. And because it's a new product, I'm excited about it. I'm just using this one right now. Just swirling it all around. I think it's such a beautiful product. But I'm probably going to, you know, probably next month or something, once I get bored of using a new product, I might go back to Ozone and put it back into my project pan just to keep on going with it. But right now I just kind of like using this. And also obviously the Bridgerton palette has a highlight in it. Not really my favorite highlight, like I like it. It's really good, don't get me wrong, but it's not like my top 3 highlights of all time. So it's not really taking precedence right now, but I feel like this one just looks really nice. I really like it. So I might go back to Ozone at some point. Just hoping maybe I'll hit pan on it one day. That's all we can really hope for. Then I have these setting sprays. You guys, you know, I'm still using the Charlotte Tilbury, and I feel like we're almost halfway through. Like it's kind of like an uneven half. That's not a half then, because a half is always even. And then obviously this is the Kylie and Colourpop mix that I told you guys about a few updates ago. We're like almost there. I am forcing myself to use this every single time I do my makeup, and I do exactly like 3 or 4 sprays. Exactly like 3 or 4 sprays. I'm saying a lot of weird sentences today. We're almost done with it. I feel like by next month this will be completely gone and I'll have to put in something else. And I'm just so excited about that concept. Okay, so obviously because I used up the other boy brow, I put in a new boy brow in blonde, but I haven't used up the brow flick in blonde, so I'm just keeping going with this one. I'm kind of using them up unevenly because there was a moment in time where I was just using the boy brow, but now I'm back to using them together. So I should be able to go through this pretty quickly, but so far it's still, you know, working. I also have the 2 Sigma sticks. I haven't really used this shimmery one in Bubbly too much, but I've still kept on using the primer. This one's in the shade Ignite, and I'm about this much through it. I feel like it'll still take me like at least until the end of the year to use this up. Obviously it's just eyeshadow primer, it takes ages. I know from trying to finish up the MAC paint pot. It takes so long to finish these, so I'm just trying to get through it. Instead of the other mascara I showed you guys in the pictures, I'm using the Swede Pro Lash Lift Mascara. I don't know why I picked this up, and I don't know where I picked it up from. I'm gonna be so completely honest with you guys. This was just in my collection. I just started using it recently, and it's got a very strange wand. I always like fibery wands. This one has plastic, and it only has bristles, very, very tiny short bristles on one side, and the rest is completely flat. And this has been one of the best mascaras I've ever used. When it says Pro Lash Lift, it means Pro Lash Lift. I fell asleep in my mascara the other day, and I had it since the morning. It was a long day for me. And tell me why my lashes were lifted until the next morning, until I took it off. They're perfectly, the way you curl them, if you apply the mascara straight away, they stay upright. Like, see that? They just do not want to fall. And they'll be like this literally until I take the mascara off, whenever that day comes. Like, if I kept this on for a week, I bet they would be curled for a week. This is amazing. If you have very straight, droopy lashes, try and give this weird wand a try. The wand is a bit inconvenient, but I think the whole formula is very good, very buildable, long volume, the whole thing. This is a keeper. I really like this. Now on my bottom lashes, I found this the other day somewhere in my collection. There's a tiny Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes Volume 2, just the tiniest one. It's got obviously the fibery wand, and I just use it on my bottom lashes because I think the other one is way too clumpy and just way too much, so I just use it on my bottom lashes. I think it works great for that, so I'm pretty just going to use this up pretty quickly. And then I've made like no progress on the Fenty How Many Carats because I haven't been using it very much. Like, I use it every now and then, but I still feel like, you know, it's flat, it's there. I'm just not really, you can't really see much progress with this one. I'm sorry. I've started recently wearing the Pillow Talk quad again, and obviously it's not, I don't like to add eyeshadows into my project pan because I never commit to them, but I wanted to show you guys how much of this palette I've used up just because I like it, not because I'm being forced to use it. But this one, look, the top shade, there's like a dip there, as you can see. This one, there's a bit of a dip, but look at this one. Like, you can see so much of the metal pan. Obviously this one's used the least because I just use this one as like an inner corner shade, but just subconsciously while using this palette, I've used up so much of it that I feel like I'm in a minute going to hit pan on that shimmery shade. And then this one has so much of a dip because I just dig into it. But that's it when it comes to just like eyeshadow situations. I don't really use up eyeshadows very much. And then lips. Obviously I lost my Pillow Talk, and I I broke my Charlotte Tilbury lip balm, so I'm making some changes. For lipstick right now, I'm using the Glossier Leo. This is Generation G. I love this formula. It's like a stain, but in like lipstick form. So it's very thin and unpigmented, but you can obviously build it up. And it's quite matte, and then you can like blend it out. It's very nice. I like this shade. It's like a brownie, more cool toned, but not really, like a neutral brown. So I'm using this instead of the Pillow Talk. So I'm just gonna try to finish this because it's quite old, so I want to get through it. And this is what it looks like. It actually comes off more pink because I see it mixes with my natural lip color. So, and then instead of the Charlotte Tilbury lip balm, I'm going to use the dupe that I recommended to you guys ages ago. If you wanted to try the Charlotte Tilbury one that people started recommending on TikTok, it's very expensive. The packaging is quite cheap. If you want something with a little bit better packaging, it actually rolls up and rolls down. The other one, if you click it up, it won't come back down. The packaging is quite flimsy. It feels quite cheap for the price. For a little bit of a more affordable price tag, the Glossy Ultra Lips are very similar in formula and very similar in shades. This one is similar to the clear one, and then this one in Villa is similar to the Pillow Talk. I have both of them, and I've tried them both. Anyway, this is how much I've used up. So see if I roll it up. And I used this up before the project pan situation I'm doing right now. So obviously I can just keep on going with this. And I just use this when I'm not wearing any makeup and I just need like a lip balm that will make my lips look a little bit more presentable and less dry. So I think this is great. With this one, I haven't made as much progress in the past, but I obviously really like it, so I'm just gonna keep on going with it. Lip liners. I haven't used anything this month but the Forever and Always by Kylie. This is where we're at. I feel like soon we'll be done with it. I feel like give me like 2 more months and I'll be done with it. And that is really it for my project pan. Thank you guys for coming for another update. I'll see you in my next one. And yeah, bye guys.